The horrible end came after decades of quiet suffering. Paul Madeley, Leeds United's legendary Rolls-Royce, spent his final years battling a cascade of devastating health problems that would ultimately claim his life at just 73 years old. But this tragic conclusion tells only part of the story of one of English football's most remarkable and underappreciated talents. Paul Edward Madeley's journey began in the most humble of circumstances in Beeston, Leeds, just a stone's throw from Elland Road Stadium. Born and raised in the city he would come to represent with such distinction, Madeley's path to professional football was anything but conventional. While other future stars were being groomed in academy systems, Paul was working as an insurance clerk and playing for non-league Farsley Celtic as a defender. It was from these modest beginnings that Leeds United plucked him in May 1962, signing the 17-year-old local lad who would become the embodiment of loyalty and excellence. What happened next was nothing short of extraordinary. Madeley made his first team debut in 1964, the very season Leeds won the second division title and began their ascent to becoming one of English football's most formidable forces. Under the guidance of Don Revie, Leeds were transforming into a machine of success, and Madeley was about to become one of its most vital components. But calling Paul Madeley simply a component doesn't do justice to his unique brilliance. During his 17-year career with Leeds, he achieved something that seems almost impossible in modern football. He played in every single position on the field except goalkeeper. Think about that for a moment. While today's players specialise in narrow roles, Madeley was mastering the art of being everywhere and everything his team needed. His teammate Johnny Giles captured this versatility perfectly when he described Madeley as 7 top-class players in one. This wasn't just about filling gaps or making do. Madeley could genuinely perform at the highest level, whether he was defending, creating in midfield, or even scoring crucial goals as a forward. He appeared as a forward in the 1968 League Cup final victory over Arsenal and scored a vital goal wearing the number 11 shirt in the 1971 Intercities Fairs Cup final against Juventus. If you're enjoying learning about this incredible player who could literally do it all on a football pitch, make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments which position you think Madeley was best at. Was he the perfect defender, the creative midfielder, or the clinical forward? It was Don Revie who gave Madeley the nickname that would define his legacy, the Rolls-Royce. While this might seem to reference his versatility, the true meaning runs much deeper. Revie's Leeds were famous for their hard, physical and uncompromising style of play. They were warriors who fought for every ball and intimidated opponents. But within this tough team, Madeley brought something different. He brought class. Madeley was noted for his neat, composed passing and intelligent reading of the game. He provided a calming influence in a team packed with strong personalities and fierce competitors. Like the luxury car that inspired his nickname, Madeley's performances were smooth, reliable, and elegant. His value wasn't just in what he could do, but in how gracefully he did it. He was the cultured counterpoint to Leeds' aggressive reputation. The honours that followed were a testament to both individual brilliance and team success. Madeley played a major role in securing Leeds' most significant achievements, including 2 First Division titles in 1969 and 1974. The team also finished as runners-up in the First Division on 5 separate occasions, showing their sustained excellence. In cup competitions, he lifted the FA Cup in 1972 and the League Cup in 1968. European football provided the stage for some of Madeley's finest moments. He was part of Leeds teams that reached 2 European finals, the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1973 and the European Cup in 1975. They also won the Intercities Fairs Cup twice, in 1968 and 1971. These weren't just token appearances either. Madeley was instrumental in these campaigns, adapting to whatever tactical role Revie required. By the time he hung up his boots in 1980, the numbers told their own story of dedication and excellence. Madeley had made 701 appearances for Leeds across all competitions, including 536 league matches, scoring 25 goals along the way. His individual recognition included being named to the Professional Footballers Association Division 1 Team of the Year on 3 consecutive occasions from 1973 to 1976, and winning the Leeds United Player of the Year award in 1975-76. But perhaps the most telling example of Madeley's character and influence came during one of the most turbulent periods in Leeds' history. In 1974, the legendary Don Revie left to manage England, and Brian Clough arrived as his replacement. Clough's 44-day reign was chaotic, and tensions between the new manager and the players reached breaking point. The England manager, known for his strict discipline, clearly held no grudge. Following the 1970 World Cup, Madeley's international career flourished. He made his debut against Northern Ireland in 1971 and went on to earn 24 caps for England, playing mainly in defence alongside Bobby Moore. This speaks volumes about how his decision was viewed by those who mattered most in the game. Madeley's transition from football demonstrated the same intelligence and foresight he'd shown on the pitch. Retiring in May 1981, he seamlessly moved into the business world. He became involved with his family's established chain of DIY stores, while also establishing his own sports shop in Leeds. In 2002, he survived a heart attack. Within just 1 year, in 2003, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The following year brought the need for a hip replacement. This timeline of health struggles paints a picture of a man facing one medical challenge after another. The Parkinson's diagnosis proved to be the most significant and ultimately fatal battle. For over a decade, Madeley fought this degenerative condition with the same quiet dignity he'd shown throughout his life. Despite these personal struggles, recognition for his footballing achievements continued. Madeley was among the household names from the Don Revie era set to receive Leeds' highest civic honour, a testament to the lasting impact he and his teammates had on their city. Paul Madeley passed away peacefully on July 23, 2018, at the age of 73, surrounded by his family in his beloved Leeds. His death from complications related to Parkinson's disease marked the end of a remarkable life lived with consistent grace and integrity. The tributes that followed captured the essence of who Paul Madeley was. Leeds United described him simply as a legend. The club's owner, Andrea Radrizzani, tweeted a tribute calling him a Rolls-Royce, showing how that famous nickname had transcended generations. The Professional Footballers Association's chief executive, Gordon Taylor, remembered him as an authoritative figure who could play any position with distinction, calmness, and cool. But perhaps the most touching tribute came from his own family. They extended Don Revie's famous nickname beyond football, saying he was just that, a class act as a husband and father who always had time for everyone he met. This suggests that the qualities that made him special on the pitch, the poise, reliability, and quiet strength, were consistent with who he was as a person. Paul Madeley's legacy transcends statistics and trophies, though he had plenty of both. His story is one of a man whose professional identity perfectly reflected his personal character. His versatility on the field was a manifestation of deeper intelligence and adaptability. His composed playing style provided the perfect counterpoint to his team's fierce reputation. His quiet authority in crucial moments showed leadership without ego. Most remarkably, his successful transition from football to business, combined with his dignified handling of serious health challenges in retirement, confirmed the consistency of his character. Through every phase of his life, whether wearing the white of Leeds United, building a business empire, or facing his final battle with illness, Paul Madeley remained exactly what Don Revie had called him. A Rolls-Royce, smooth, reliable, elegant, and utterly dependable. In every aspect of his remarkable life, Paul Madeley was indeed a class act, proving that true greatness lies not just in what you achieve, but in how you achieve it, and who you remain throughout the journey.